Oops. Let's put this one first. Welcome everybody for the Eagle Eye Sprint Review number 58 and forecast number 59. I'm going to go through the email that I prepared with Toby just before, our PO. So we had two goals for this sprint. The first one was to add the webhook trigger feature on the portal, and this has been done. It's in prod. I just found a few bugs while testing it in prod, and we create some PBIs for it, and it's going to go in the next sprint. So we're going to see them on the forecast.
Can you tell me like the quintessential reason that we have this trigger? What's an example?
So this can be something we can actually propose to clients. For example, it can be used for if you send an email and the email contains, let's say, a task to someone else, it could automatically generate an email for this person with the task in the email. So we wouldn't have to create,
So just to understand, when somebody sends an email, it goes in their sent items, and we report on that with Eagle Eye. Okay. Is that correct? So people send a lot of emails.
Yeah.
And one of the reports that Eagle Eye does.
Yep.
Is it reports on that.
The check buy or?
Well, so the check buy. So those emails have already been sent and they end up on the report. Right. What do you mean when someone sends an email, it will trigger something?
So for example, if you receive an email that has some task for yourself.
Yes.
Eagle Eye, using this webhook feature, could automatically move this email to a specific folder, like a to-do or important or something.
Right.
So you could organize your
inbox, for example. Is that how it's meant to be used?
That is one potential use of the webhook feature, yes.
And how would Eagle Eye be hooked up to an email that you receive?
What do you mean?
Okay, so my understanding is Eagle Eye does reporting on all emails sent.
Reporting and processing, right? Because it has to prepare the data for the report.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. And you're saying as it's processing all the emails that got sent, it might see something and then trigger something else. So
yeah, basically the webhook is every time an email gets categorized with a specific tag that we report on, we also transmit a message to the designated webhook destination. And then from there, it's up to the whatever you're integrating with for the webhook to do whatever they want with it. And that could be move the email to a folder, or it could be anything else.
Another example is the tag I've actually created here, emails that require actions.
Yes.
So this one would actually, I call it move emails that require action to a specific folder. It could also, if you have some task in your inbox that you haven't done in a while, it could basically remind you to work on them.
Right.
So for example, if you have email that have been here for 6 months with a task, you could have a tag that looks at those emails with tasks. And if it's more than, I don't know, a month or 2 months, it would just send you a reminder by email to tell you, please work on this.
Okay.
That's another example.
These are small ideas behind it, but the big idea, the big picture is that it's just allowing it to be extensible, and we're not going to have to go and build out custom niche features that will only work for a certain client. Like we can, we can market it as it's going to provide us with a little bit of consulting hours, hopefully, if we're able to do some of this Power Automate and these webhook triggers and whatnot. But it's also selling the base product as something that can be customized to meet the business needs.
I definitely understand the extensibility. I don't understand good examples to tell other clients we can do.
Okay, so
I think there are about 5 examples in the PBI that I created initially. So maybe it would be a good idea to talk about them.
Yeah, could we have that as a goal in the next sprint so they're on the site? So when you go, just go to the portal.
Right.
And when you're on this,
Thanks.
Yes.
Find it.
Go to the place where you find out about this feature. It might be just the field, is it?
It's when you're in a tag, that's where you see the web
Okay, so
on there.
so yeah, so that info, see that?
Mhm.
Can you make sure that there is a link there to the docs? So eagle-eye/docs
Okay.
examples,
Right. Okay.
and then you can click on that and read that.
Toby, can you note this somewhere because I'm recording?
Yeah,
Thank
of
you.
course.
Just add a note and I'd create the PDF. Oh yeah, shared it. Awesome. So yeah, this was the first goal and it's done. So it's actually in prod. And as I said, there's a few bugs I'm going to work on in the next sprint on this. Second one is go through the CTF feedback because last CTF was about Eagle-Eye.
Yeah.
So it's also done. I went through it and there was a lot of changes required by many people on a bit of everything actually. So it was UI content, some complaints about the AI images, like a lot of things. So I've prepared an email, Adam, that I can show you after this recording, just to rebuild this page and make it more modern.
Okay.
But yeah, so these were the two goals of the sprint. It was a 4-day sprint, so a short one. Working hours was myself full-time, Jim was here part-time because he does client work on the side, and Luke has just moved to a client work for,
Oh, has he?
yeah,
Okay.
he's going to be on it for a while, for 4 months. Sprint review, these are the items we discussed. So the big ones were about the webhook. So these actually are the two goals I just went through. So we just discussed them. The rest was a few small bug fixes. Jim attended the first meeting about these architecture design things. I don't know if you want more details on this, Adam, but I guess you know. And it's about Azure Marketplace stuff. And yeah, the rest is just small fixes. I don't know if you want more details on this or if you're happy.
No, that's good.
So deployments, we had 2 for the portal and 2 for the engine, which is good considering it was a short sprint. These are all the jobs we had. So we ran 7 in 4 days. Here is the list of people who viewed the reports. So in the top, we have Stefan, Rick, and Callum.
Oh, cool.
So our stakeholders.
Rick, why do you look at it?
Why? It's because I've received email from you saying I received too many Azure DevOps notifications, so I go there and take a look. Yeah, indeed, I received a lot, and then
Right.
Yeah.
And did that trigger you to get it fixed?
yes, yeah, I do need to fix those notifications. Otherwise, it's getting overwhelmed.
Okay. And that is related to the inbox report, isn't it?
Yes.
This Eagle-Eye doesn't have the inbox report, does it?
Have a look at the portal.
So,
So if I go to reports here,
Inbox
I
report, meaning the received emails.
Email received.
yeah. Yes.
email received here.
Was the report that
Here
you
we
got, this one? Is this
Email
where?
I just click on this.
So the report that you got was from Eagle-Eye, is that right?
Yep. If you
Good.
click on my name, Jeffrey,
Oh, yeah,
click
yeah,
on my
yeah.
name, and then you can see that notification Azure
Yeah.
DevOps. I got 2,000 emails
Yeah.
from this notification.
Can you click on that notifications? Click that.
Yep.
And now click off. Rick.
Somewhere else?
Oh, yeah, no, I just want to see, is Rick the biggest one?
Oh, here on the left, yes. You can
Yeah,
see.
he's the biggest.
He is.
Okay.
What are you doing
Actually-
differently to everyone else, Rick? That's massive compared to all the others.
Because Yakshiver's unit testing, integration testing, we create test PBIs, and those PBIs were having me tagged as the
Ah, right.
requester.
Right, okay.
That's a funny comment, Callum, coming from somewhere is the biggest email inbox at SSW by far.
Oh, that means I can't ask a question about an outlier in a chart, does it?
Yeah, like it's just you. It's,
Now,
it's coming from you.
There is another report that has inbox size. Should that be an Eagle-Eye?
It
Inbox
would make
size.
sense. I think so.
Yeah. I think it should be moved here and got
Yeah,
rid of
okay.
the other place.
Sure, we can
So
do this, yeah.
if we can add that as well, Toby, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So move the inbox count report to Eagle-Eye, basically. Awesome. Yep, let's back to the email, which is here. Next section is the Epic progress. So the webhook one has improved. So we're at 75%. Just the done video basically to work on now and fixing the bugs. Anything else hasn't changed during the sprint. Some R&D, so experimental work on the trigger the webhook in sync with Power Automate. In terms of AI tools, same as last week. So Luke and I use Cursor and ChatGPT. I have Gemini set in Cursor, but I'm not sure if I used it actually. So I've set it up, but I have Gemini and Claude. So yeah, I'm gonna work on using Gemini exclusively, I guess, because it was a task last week. About the retro, so Toby said I did a good job for the sprint review. Also nice to have an action after the feedback from the CTF about the Eagle Eye product page. And I just mentioned all the goals were done. Didn't go well. Luke is gone for a long time and he was the biggest contributor of the team. So it's a bit sad. And we need to onboard a new dev and looks like Ben is going to be the one. So yeah, that's everything. Anything else from you guys for the retro? No, we happy? All right, I'm going to move on to the forecast in this case. So for now, we've only set one goal, which is to do some doc and video for the webhook. So basically fix the bugs and do a done video. Adam, you said you wanted another goal.
Well, it's the same thing, but
I think.
basically put a link to the doc with scenarios.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Put a link on the webhook to the doc with scenario 3, because I can speak Italian.
And I guess
Awesome.
those scenarios need to be in the video as well, right?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Scenarios.
Done video. Yeah, makes sense. My God, I can't type. Scenario. There you go. Why is it correcting me? Oh, anyway. Next sprint is going to be for 2 weeks, actually 8 days because of all the public holidays we have. And that's the list of PBIs. So I've highlighted the one that are about this documentation for the webhook. So fixing the bugs and doing the done video, basically,
Right.
which is a priority. Any comments from you guys? Are we good?
All good with me.
I'm going to upload this video on our YouTube channel over here. And I want to thank you all for attending, and I'll see you on the next one. Say bye-bye.
Thanks, everyone.